Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We're going through another summary of a CitizenCon presentation, Life in the First Person, where they talked about updates coming to first-person gameplay, weapons, interactions, combat, EVA. Let's start with EVA. EVA is extravehicular activity, so you flying around in space, basically. So this looks much more awesome now. It's a lot less disorientating, entry to gravity is much more forgiving, and you can crawl and push and pull and move around the exterior of ships and stations and other objects, literally pulling yourself around, not using any of your EVA fuel, because you're going to have a limited amount of EVA fuel that you'll need to use to help maneuver, but a lot of the time you're just going to want to pull around, or maybe you've run out of fuel. A place you might be doing a lot of EVA potentially is pyro stations, because there's sort of lots of exterior entry points that you might want to get into. There's a lot of abandoned sections without gravity. You can also like kick off the side of a structure or an object so that you can get some good distance. They've also improved the prone and sort of crawling around effects, so you can now flip and rotate and roll as you aim when you're prone, so it looks much more realistic and it gives you a much wider range of movement. When you're crawling around sort of the vents or just on the floor, you can pull yourself around as well, like pull up round corners. There are a ton of ladder improvements coming as well, so you can grab a ladder anywhere now. You sort of just run and jump to it. You'll grab it, you can look around it, you can lean on it, you can dodge on it, you should be able to fire, at least with one hand, off it. They've also made it that if you're running with your weapon out, you run at the same speed as if you've got your weapon away. You can do short power slides too. However, doing a little power slide costs stamina and heart rate, so they want to be able to have you sort of doing a mixture of leaning, hip firing, sprinting, sliding. It's all very seamless. You can do multiple power slides, but that's going to be quite costly stamina and heart rate wise. But these power slides will be very good at sort of giving you a nice low profile to get into cover. Radiation is a new hazard and debuff. You will have this radiation detector and radiation shielding as well. So at the bottom left of the screen, you'll be able to see how much radiation is being sort of generated in your area, and also your radiation shielding. If the radiation is more than your shielding can take, you're going to rapidly lose health to radiation sickness. And I'm assuming that will have a debuff that will stick around afterwards if you take too much radiation damage. I believe if you fix or get rid of the source of radiation, that will also drop the radiation in the area. They're making interaction just easier to do with the whole environment. So now when you're looking towards something, you can do a quick action with F, and it will sort of contextually try and work out what you're looking at and what you're trying to grab or whatever, or use. You don't have to do fiddly stuff with the mouse anymore. You can, however, hold F and then do something contextual with the item that's a little bit different. They've also improved the tactile experience with animations for reaching out and touching objects, switches, buttons, levers, all that sort of stuff, so that it all is represented in game, and they want NPCs to be able to do exactly the same, so you can see what they're doing, see what they're sort of interacting with, and what that is doing to the environment. They also made it so it doesn't annoy a player either and break immersion, sort of adds to it this tactile nature, this pushing a button, this grabbing a lever when you're trying to pull it. It's all appropriate for the actions that you are doing without sort of pulling you away from your control over your character. There's going to be lots more usable interactions. They showed a valve that was being used to turn off water or waste, and this sort of like an environmental puzzle would use things like this. They can have a lot of different uses for interactables. NPCs and players will be able to do exactly the same thing as I said, and they'd be able to turn off the water in an area as well. They showed an unpowered door that you'd be able to open up with the sort of like emergency switch, but you have to sort of pull it at the right times, and that will allow you to open it more quickly. I'm not sure if it's a rhythm thing or if it's just as soon as it's finished the full pull, you sort of push it again. They've improved kiosks and terminals so players will align with them perfectly when they're using them. There's a new looting screen as well, so it doesn't replace the inventory, it sort of adds to it, so you'll be able to go up to a body and you'll be able to interact with it and quickly grab their ammo, their weapon and anything, and put it in your sort of weapon and ammo and armor slots and all that sort of jazz very quickly and easily. They showed off some takedowns, so you'd sneak up on someone or charge at someone, and when you do a takedown, the starting sort of takedowns, the ones you'll do when you're inexperienced, it's going to be hard. It's going to take a little while, you're going to be struggling, you might have to rapidly tap a button or something. As you do that more though, you'll get quicker, better, quieter, or quicker at that sort of stuff. There are going to be contextual environmental takedowns as well. I believe there's lethal and non-lethal too, so you can sort of push someone off a cliff or smash their head against a railing. For bounty hunters out there, they showed off restraints and cuffs for hands and legs. So you knock someone out and you can cuff them. You can sort of bind their legs as well. They talked about the ability to stash bodies in the environment in the future. They'll put like dumpsters and things around, but if you're a bounty hunter, you'll want to take that body and put it in a hover trolley thing. Want to find out more about your environment, and if there's enemies around, you can do an FPS ping. These highlight interaction points, points of interest, ships, characters. Your emissions will spike though, so you might get detected. I believe you can do a just little one. It's very, very sort of low signature in your view, or you can do a more charged one that will see through walls and that sort of stuff as well. But again, that will really increase your emission. They showed weaponware, so weapons and equipment deteriorate over time. Their sort of efficiency and reliability will drop, and dirt will accumulate on weapons. The dirtier they are, the sort of quicker they will deteriorate and wear. You'll want to clean your gear, you'll want to maintain it. Weapons do sound and look different the more they sort of wear, so you'll notice in the way like a weapon's firing, if it is quite near the end of its lifespan, well, needing repair or sort of maintenance. And weapons can jam, and you'll have to clear the jam. It's not ideal in a combat situation. Cloud Imperium have been doing a variety of weapon passes as well. They've got a new tool to help them sort of make weapons feel and look better, and they're updating FPS weapons with better recoil, giving a more appropriate, aggressive, satisfying feel to them. There's new procedural animations for aiming down sights of weapons, ADS. So sights are much cleaner. You have much more screen real estate space to actually see your target and see what's going on the screen. They showed the new Vault weapons. So Vault weapons, they can overheat. They might start off firing projectiles, but they can actually spin up and actually fire beams once they get hot enough. Scope improvements have been made. The scopes look absolutely amazing. They've tried to make the optics as realistic as possible, and you sort of, even at distance and at angles, you can sort of see through a scope a bit, and they're distorted in the correct ways. EMPs will disable tech and tech-based sights, so sort of bear that in mind. There's also an audio rework too for weapons, making weapons sound beefier where appropriate. It does sound like a marked improvement. Backpack reloading, that's a thing. So you will be able to grab ammo, not just from your belt and your sort of attachment points on your character's body, but also the backpack at a longer reload cost, and your HUD will show if the next reload is from your backpack. Assumedly, it will use all your other reloads first, and then go, I've got ammo for this weapon in my backpack, cool, shows a little logo there, and yeah, it will take a little bit longer to grab it out of your backpack, but you're not going to be out of ammo. The crosshair is now augmented reality one, which follows the barrel of your gun. It's going to be a lot more accurate to actually where it's aiming. The bullet's going to be coming out of the gun and flying wherever that was pointing at the time. They are increasing the time to kill, it looks like. They're trying to improve this. For PvP stuff, they want to feel like the game is less unfair, like you're not getting one shot by stuff. They're very much increasing the time to kill there. Going to be interesting to see how that works. Obviously, there's bleeding out and all that sort of stuff too. They are reworking force reactions as well, which is sort of like the flinches and getting knocked over by explosives or sort of motion, and some of this stuff will be coming in by the end of the year with Alpha 3.22. Some Squadron 42 features are coming to Star Citizen's Persistent Universe as well. NPCs will have the same opportunities and restrictions players do. NPCs have traits, and the designers are using these currently to build NPCs and encounters. They have a ton of different traits already, and this can make NPCs aggressive, cautious, push, defend, fire when they are more likely to hit, or just suppressing fire out. This makes for a lot of variety in tactics in lots of different scenarios, and it's going to be interesting to see how different NPCs approach different situations and work together. You will be able to have your own NPC crew in the future, and you will be able to see their traits to see what styles help complement your playstyle. There is a medic trait as well, so medics will prioritize rescuing, healing, and recovering, or releasing friends where possible. They're not just going to run out into the middle of a firefight, but as soon as they see an opportunity to, they may run and try and grab someone, pull them around a corner, and then heal them. Ammo management. NPCs have inventories like players. They're not going to have infinite ammo. They will grab another weapon or ammo from nearby sort of bodies, loot containers, whatever. They can loot pretty much the same as a player can. Grenades and hazard avoidance is a thing. NPCs will avoid and understand hazards like fire, avoid grenade explosions where possible. If they have appropriate heat resistance, they might run through a fire though. They sort of understand what they can and can't do. They ended the presentation by showing off all of these features in a combined combat scenario. But yeah, the improvements that they've made to FPS, NPCs and combat, absolutely fantastic. Needs a lot more polish and refining, and we do know that Squadron 42 is now in the polish phase. It is feature complete, but all of the updates they've shown here are planned to be in our hands in the persistent universe of Star Citizen within the next 12 months, if not in 3.22 at the end of this year. Boom! What did you think of that? Are you excited for those FPS updates? Do you like the way that NPCs are now acting and reacting to situations? Are you excited for all these sort of new animations and EVA and prone, being able to use ladders without ladders hating you, and the sort of feel of weapons now being improved? Whatever your thoughts, I'd really love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you like using your eye holes for extra immersion in Star Citizen and help aim and do some cool stuff? Well, you can with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is on sale at the moment. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one for 15% off or to find out more. What the hell are you? It's nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, enabling you to minimize your presence on the internet, almost like a cloaking device. It also allows you to hunt out the best TV and movies and shopping deals by changing your region. It prevents big internet from gathering and using your personal data. There's even a data breach scanner and meshnet for your own remote private network included. When Zin asked, what's the Predator movie got to do with NordVPN or CitizenCon or Star Citizen, I said, what's any of our NordVPN ads got to do with anything? Grab yourself NordVPN in the links below for a seamless, secure internet experience. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway. For October 2023, we are giving away a Constellation Phoenix. This luxury multi-crew ship can be used as a mission runner, an explorer, a base of operations, and more. It comes with a luxury P-72 Archimedes snub, as well as the Lynx rover, allowing you to have on and off planet excursions. Just comment on any of my videos made during the month to be in for a chance of winning that. This is the bit of the video where I appeal to you to try and join the channel memberships and give us money. We have a load of you that are Patreons or have become YouTube channel members with the join button under my videos, and that goes a huge way in helping the channel and enabling us to make daily Star Citizen news entertainment. But there are a load of other ways to help us: liking, commenting, sharing these videos. That helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching to the end. Please get involved in the comments section, and I hope you have a great October.